booties for black girl nerds.
Joel, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Your character Ridgeway, I spent some time thinking about where he lies on the humanities spectrum. And within that, his motivation for choosing the line of work that he chooses. What do you think? What drives him the most? Is it about ego? Is it about acceptance? What do you think is the driving factor that makes him do things the way he does?
I think you really hit on it. It's pride, it's ego, and it's acceptance. And I think, the fact that he's moved through his life knowing that his father is deeply ashamed of him. And I don't know, I've often thought about this as like when you pick a side, even though you realize you might have picked the wrong side, you're just so sort of unwilling to admit you're wrong. There's one scene in Underground that Barry had written that's from the book where I just feel like Ridgway's expressing regret, like he wished he could turn back time and go down a different path, which we can't do. But there's something in exploring that idea, isn't there? And yeah, I think it's pride and ego, and it's a shame because the cataclysm around a man trying to work out his own daddy issues. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Exactly. I thought of 2 or 3 instances where his whole life trajectory could have gone a different way just from different interactions. But like you said, sometimes you get so deep down a path, it's hard to turn away from that. So is that to say that he's not brave? Bravery takes many forms. And so is that a lack of bravery on his part to not recognize that he could have gone the other way? Or what type of a character flaw do you think that is?
I think you need to write scripts if you're not already doing it. I mean, you're right. It's an important character aspect of Ridgeway is that, there's a certain confidence or courage in acknowledging that you might have done the wrong thing rather than doubling down on your own mistakes. And people that do that, I think they're cowards. And so as much as we look at Ridgeway as this alpha male, I look at him as a big coward with a set of keys and some shackles. But underneath it all, I think he's a kid who regrets that he ever did the wrong thing by his dad. And there's too many of those people in the world. And some of them a lot of them run companies and some of them run countries.
Exactly. It's very intense, not only the rigors physically, emotionally, when you are in a project, in a period piece like this, that's so rooted in pain. What does the unwind process look like for you when you finish this and it's in the can and you have to take yourself back into your normal day-to-day mental well-being?
Well, the wonderful thing about the production is that they recognize that even the day-to-day shooting of this, let alone the watching of it, could be triggering for a lot of people. And the experience of actors going through the motions can often be something that really gets under your own skin, both from the doing of it on my behalf or the being done to on behalf of other characters, receiving of violence and the giving of violence. And, for me, I always handle those things by trying to, in between takes, to have fun and have a laugh and a real reminder every now and then from our counselor was that it's okay just to not fill those spaces. It's okay to reflect and it's okay to take time to think about what we're doing more deeply than just fill it with jokes and humor. And I wasn't trying to undermine the gravity of what we're doing, but just give myself a holiday from what was going on between action and cut. But I tell you who really saved me? Chase W. Dillon. Beautiful kid, beautiful young actor, and we had an on-screen chemistry that extended to off-screen. And he made, along with Barry and Tuso, but Chase really made that experience really pleasurable to me. He pranked me, he treated me like, he bossed me around and he made it a joy to go to work. And I really, really value that time I had with him on that set. I know he's going to grow up to be guy way taller than me, and he's probably going to punch me one day. But you know, we had a great time.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for your time today. It is quite an undertaking, and I look forward to seeing people's reactions. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Take care.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.